Somebody going to jail, y'all, and it ain't me. But let's go ahead and get into this situation. Jake's lawyers put in a request for expedited discovery. They're trying to really say, hey, this is a whole extortion plot, and I'm a victim. So we're going to go ahead and talk about it. Let's get into it. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. Let's go. What's up, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of Talk the Real Deal with AT2. And yes, I'm your boy AT2. How everybody doing? How everybody living? How everybody feeling today? Had to put my shades on, because it's a special occasion. Well, not a special occasion. Larry got his shades on. Why can't I have my shades on? So there you have it. But let me say what's up to the people before we start, of course. What's up, Miss Kitty? How you doing? What's up, Elodie? Thank you for being here. What's up, MB? What's up, beautiful one? What's up, Starnique? Who else we got up in here? What's up, EH? What's up, Ariel? What's up, everybody? What's up, Demetria? Thank you for holding it down for the mods. What's up, Sunshine? Hello, everybody. Angie. Ha ha ha. Clorinda. Yeah. Somebody going to jail. Now, I do want to say this is a civil case. Nobody is going to jail yet. There's a lot more protocols if this does come down to some kind of federal. But for those of you who don't know, and I'm not going to read the document, I think St. James, shout out to the St. James show. He did a great job of breaking it down. But basically, he is, Larry Reid, he's being subpoenaed. There's a request for discovery, and they want to subpoena text messages and everything else. Because, again, don't forget, the whole point that TD Jakes is trying to prove is that this was a whole plot. This was an extortion, defamation, all of that to try to ruin his brand and his image. So, as you guys know, Larry Reid had that interview originally with Demetria. Can you drop the link for Eleni? Thank you for asking the membership link. But originally, Larry Reid had the interview with Duane Youngblood. For those of you who don't know, I'll put up a picture right now. Duane Youngblood is the one on the right, Larry Reid the one on the left. It was the abuse becomes the abuser, right? He is on the registry list, talking about Duane Youngblood, and basically it seemed that he was telling his story to justify him becoming a predator himself. He said that Jakes, as well as a few other pastors, preachers, bishops, have, violated him, and this led to him going down a dark direction. Now, specifically with TD Jakes, he said that TD Jakes embraced him or hugged him and tried to lean in for a kiss. Now, what Duane is stating that he refused that kiss. But, he also stated that TD Jakes called him that night with bath water running. The bath water was running. Called him that night with bath water running. Not that night, the next day. Called him with bath water running. And, he was all like, hey, I want you to basically be my boy toy. And I'll take care of you. You ain't got to worry about nothing. And Duane Youngblood did not take him up on that offer. Now, this part about TD Jakes was not even supposed to be like the main story. It wasn't until Larry had chopped it up and then put that clip about TD Jakes on his Instagram and on YouTube. And that's when it blew up and became a thing. And it was kind of like, okay, now here's another person making allegations about TD Jakes. Remember, Manasseh was originally supposed to be that person to take down Jakes, and Manasseh has disappeared. It's all like, where is Manasseh now? Now, Fast forward, Duane Youngblood had sent a demand letter. Well, via Tyrone Blackburn. Remember we were talking about Tyrone Blackburn? He represents Little Rod in that case. So you got Tyrone Blackburn now is representing Duane Youngblood. However, he cannot practice in PA, Pennsylvania. He's not licensed in Pennsylvania, so how the hell was that going to work? So he sends this demand letter, which Jake's team is calling it extortion, requesting $6 million or he's going to tell his story. Mind you, he did 2 interviews with Larry Reid. So what more to the story were you going to tell? What more to the story would you have told? And him giving you a hug and then trying to lean in for a kiss, does that count as assault? Are we saying that now this is an assault case? That's where we need more information on this. So in the motion for expedited discovery, they even state that, hey, Duane Youngblood, we tried to send something to his lawyer, and we were unable to do that. Hold on, I gotta block a crack whore real quick. I meant to block you, but I timed you out. Sorry about that, you guys. I definitely do apologize, especially for the church folks in here. But every time I see that coke whore, I get triggered and I lose my mind. I apologize. Lord, please forgive me. Anyway, back to the story. So he then notice I'm trying to go back to the story like I didn't just say what I said, y'all. Leave me alone! Shit! Damn it! Huh. And if you'd like to support the channel, you can easily hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, or you can send a super chat, super sticker, or a Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all that good stuff. My official birthday is 12/19, which is tomorrow. So you can go ahead and send me 12/19 if you like. Listen, all these church sectors be begging for money. Shit, why can't I? Anyway, continue. So Blackburn is saying that, oh, well, I'm not the lawyer on the case, right? So then they're all like, okay, well, we just served Duane Youngblood directly. Youngblood does not have a lawyer, you guys. Youngblood literally is on his own. He has to be his own lawyer. Now, there's a lot of people who claim to do some readings and they can be their own lawyer. Listen, that's not me. I need to go get me a lawyer. Even if I got to pay for Legal Shield, I got to get me a lawyer because I'm not going to be able to represent myself. And by the way, these lawyers are using ChatGPT. If y'all didn't know, that's how they're able to fill out these lawsuits. But anyway, so he has this. So what's going on now is that, okay, well, you don't have a lawyer, so we just served you directly. They served him on 9/4, which was December 4th. Not 9/4, 12/4, December 4th, that evening. So they were able to serve him. Now, move on to the next. They're all like, okay, you don't have a lawyer, but that's fine. We want to now subpoena the podcaster. And now it's funny because in the initial lawsuit, it does say Larry Reid Live. It says the channel and everything like that. But in this subpoena, it says podcaster. And it does list the name of the YouTube channel, Larry Reid Live. So they're now trying to say like, hey, well, we want some of those text messages. We want the emails because on this video on 11/25, and I would play the video if I didn't think Larry was going to strike me, but he does say like, oh, I got sent the demand letter and I seen he says I seen the header of it and then I didn't read the rest. So he did admit to getting it. Now, what they're trying to prove is that he got it beforehand, and he's also a part of this. And Larry Reid allegedly was supposed to split the profit. Well, Duane Youngblood was supposed to split the profit with the lawyer Tyrone Blackburn and Larry Reid. Now, to me, that is very speculative. Now, again, I'm not saying that is not possible, but that is going to be a lot to try to prove. However, this is my theory. I feel like Duane Youngblood is going to... He's going to flip on Larry, y'all. I have a feeling Duane Youngblood is going to flip on Larry. He doesn't have a lawyer. He doesn't have representation. Now, he does have to the 26th to respond to this, so possibly he can get him a lawyer. But if Blackburn ignored like the lawsuit and was all like, I'm not on this case, why are you sending this to me? That lets me know, okay, something is up about this. I didn't know Demetria wasn't here. Melanie, can you drop the link for the membership for Eleni? She wants the membership link. But yeah, so I have a feeling that Duane Youngblood is going to completely drop out of this case. I do not see him continuing on, especially if he does not have a lawyer. Now, usually how it works, say if your lawyer, quote unquote, cannot work in your jurisdiction, right? What will happen is that they will pass along to the case to somebody else. But that has not even been done. And you would think, okay, well, you're sending a demand letter. Now, you can call it preservation, all this other stuff. It was a demand letter. They requested $6 million, y'all. We can call a rose by another name, but it's still a rose, right? So with that being said, whatever this letter was, it demanded some kind of compensation or some kind of money. So at this point, yeah, you done for. You did request this. And you always hear Larry say, oh, why would he file this lawsuit? Why would he go through with this? Blah, 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 blah. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. And you hear Larry say this all the time. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. They obviously not that dumb. They are not that stupid. They obviously know, hey, I'm going to put pressure on you. Now that you're stating all this stuff that I did X, Y, and Z, I'm going to put pressure on you. I'm going to put pressure on you. So now you got to prove everything that you've been saying. Everything from, I did X, Y, and Z to Duane Youngblood. I did, and I think also too, this is why it's 1 through 10, because don't forget, Larry said he knows all these victims allegedly. You got Manasseh Jordan, we know that one by name, but allegedly Larry Reid has all these other Jane Does that either he's stating already got a settlement or hasn't got a settlement yet. So, with that being said, yeah, I want to know who those people are that you're quote unquote saying that I settled with, or that's been in talks with this person or that person to try to, suppress what's going on. I want to know who these people are. And so that's why he's going to subpoena Larry Reid, or he's requesting that he can expedite it. Which I think he should, because let's be honest, I'm not in the church world. I know some of y'all have said, hey, I live in Texas. I've heard things about TD Jakes, blah, blah, blah. Somebody like for me who's not involved in the church, I didn't know anything really about TD Jakes. Well, I knew who TD Jakes was, don't get me wrong. But I mean, his indiscretions about him possibly, liking men and stuff like that. I didn't really hear about that until they said the whole Diddy power bottom thing. And then it was kind of like, okay, well, maybe that's just a rumor. I don't know. And then Larry Reid started kind of carrying on with the narrative with him and Manasseh that, he allegedly tried to do things to him and all this other stuff. So it was kind of like, And I'll tell you the truth. I was believing it. I was believing, oh damn, TD Jakes get down like that? Like this is what he's doing? And I'm not saying that TD Jakes possibly can't, be this kind of person, but nothing has been proven, you guys. It has not been proven. We literally are saying that TD Jakes is this horrible person and he be sleeping with all these men, he's cheating on his wife, adultery, infidelity. We don't even know it to be true. Nothing has came out publicly or any kind of evidence that we have. Because one, let's look at Manasseh. Manasseh did say, yeah, I'm talking about TD, right? He did say that in one of his videos about church grooming. But that's so blanketed. What is necessarily church grooming? Because you weren't a child. I feel like some people are thinking that it was said that TD Jakes likes minors. That was never said. Manasseh was a grown ass man at the time when he linked up with TD Jakes. He was grown. He got his money, got proof on that too. Measurement, send it if you got the proof. That's the thing. We haven't seen any proof. All this, oh, he got this and he got that. We don't have any proof. No, never about minors. Right, exactly. And I think that's what people are hearing, and it's like, no. Because even with Duane Youngblood, I guess and it's still, we have not seen the actual demand letter, but it's stating that he was 17 instead of 18, 19, which he had originally told Larry Reid. So now he's changing what he's saying. You know? He's changing it. So it's all like, Duane, you can't do that. And here's another thing about that too. Maybe Duane had seen a lot of this stuff going on, right? With Manasseh and all that. And then Larry Reid alluding to people settling and reaching out. He probably thought, well, hell, let me reach out to Larry Reid. Or when Larry Reid reaches out to me, I'll tell my story about TD Jakes so I can get me some money. Because let me tell you, when they first did that interview, I didn't expect anything about a lawsuit. Did you guys think that he was going to file a lawsuit? And I'm talking about Duane Youngblood. Did you think Duane Youngblood was telling his story so he could file a lawsuit? Yes or no? I didn't think that. I did not get that. I thought literally he was just telling his story and that was it. Now, I did think he was trying to justify why he ended up turning into a predator. I do think he was trying to justify it with the Jakes and everybody else. But I didn't get that he was suing. No, he was led astray. Ding 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 ding. See, you going on the same page as me. So I think Jakes is also trying to prove like, hey, well, Larry probably told him, hey, why don't you go ahead and get a lawsuit? I know a few people who settled and blah, blah, blah. Because remember, he said, oh, I'll give the information to Duane Youngblood on who else I know. Who else I know who's been a victim. And he's been saying kind of like, oh, well, I don't know Duane Blood, is telling the truth, but it sounds familiar to the other stories that I've been hearing. Like Larry has peddled this narrative like there's a whole bunch of different victims out there. You have literally peddled that narrative. And now I believe TD Jakes is all like, all right, you gonna keep on doing this shit? Let's play, motherfucker. Let's play. That's what he's saying. Let's play now. Because again, I think if Larry Reid just left that interview how it was and didn't re-upload it with another thing or any like, well, what I'm trying to say is that if he didn't splice it up and then put that part specifically about Jakes, That made people interested in it because I promise you, I would have never watched it. I remember there was, well, two things. I had seen that clip, but also I had seen one content creator report on it, and they just showed that one clip where Larry Reid and Duane was talking about TD Jakes, right? But then it wasn't until, shout out to Juice. Y'all know I love Juice. Shout out to Juice. It wasn't until I seen Juice's video where she was all like, okay, I've seen the clip about TD Jakes, but I want to also play you guys this part. And that part is where he was talking about like, oh well, I had a lapse of judgment. You know, when he was talking about his stuff that he did wrong, it was like a lapse of judgment, right? But then when he's talking about TD Jakes and the other pastors that did something to him, like, oh, I died on the inside and this is so horrible. Well, you was touching and feeling on your victim, so you don't think your victims died on the inside, motherfucker? I'm sorry to say it like that. And so it completely changed the narrative once you got the full spectrum of everything. And it's all like, oh, so he's trying to blame these other pastors and TD Jakes for why he turned out the way he was. And it's all like, and I disagree with that. And I told you guys the reason why I disagree with that is because literally, when you look at the situation and in those instances with those pastors, he knew better than to go along with it. There was one incident that happened when he was 12, right? Minimizing it, right? Beautiful. The one situation that happened when he was 12, that's beyond. He couldn't control that. You know, he couldn't control that. That's one thing. We get it. We understand it, right? I'm not absolving him from that. But the situation with TD Jakes, he refused the kiss, and then he didn't take him up on his offer to be his boy toy. He knew better. And can we also know better and get those likes up too as well? He knew better on that, right? Then with the situation with Sherman Watkins, he said he was getting a massage and then Sherman Watkins touched him inappropriately and he ran out. So those instances where he was preyed upon, he knew those situations was wrong. Which now, you know, a few years later, you end up doing it to you are an adult in those situations. How you end up doing that to like, it's crazy. And then I hear people running around with the narrative, oh, so because he's a predator, that means that he can't tell his truth or he can't tell his story. Well, when you're trying to sue someone because you're claiming that they did this to you, but there's no actual fact or information that proves like these people did that to you. Like, what? Trying to justify BS. Yeah. What's up, LT? There is no justification. There is none. And then making it crazy like, oh, I don't understand how this or that happened. Like, are you crazy? Are you crazy? And then you got the nerve to sue. Sue for what? Nothing happened. Because notice, as I understand, Sherman Watkins is still alive, right? Does anybody know? I believe he's still alive, as far as I understand. Like, he stepped down from his church or something like that. What's up, DC? I needed you last night. Um, he stepped down or something like that. Or maybe not, but he's still alive, right? So then, why didn't you sue him? Now, the first pastor, I forgot what his name was when he was 12. I guess he's long. He's gone. So, you know, he's deceased. He's in the ground, which that's where he belongs if he did that to him, right? But Sherman Watkins is still alive. Why not sue him? Or did he get something and maybe he's not saying nothing? But you wanted to go for the big dog Because Larry Reid has been peddling this narrative. Oh yeah, he's been settling. And even Larry Reid has said, I reached out. People have reached out to me. His fixers have reached out to me. He's been peddling this narrative for a long time that basically Jakes is just paying off all these people. Well, when you hear that, I want some payment too. You know. And DC, no problem at all. I'm just saying I needed you. It's kind of related to that. That's why I needed you last night. But DM me and I'll tell you why. But anyway, so again, you have somebody saying, "Oh yeah, he's reaching out to people to settle. He's doing this and that." Well, yeah, when you put it like that he's reaching out to people and settling with them, then I'm gonna try to get me some money too. I remember when he embraced me and tried to kiss it, and here's the thing too. I I don't want to say that's not assault. I don't want to say it's not assault because I know if it's an unwarranted kiss, that would still technically count, right? However, on a scale through 1 to 10, I find that very low. And especially if you refused it. Now, if he kept on grabbing you and trying to, and you're like, oh my, and you couldn't escape or anything like that, I would see that. But then I always say this: is Duane Youngblood blaming this for the reason why he's gay? I don't think Duane Youngblood is still comfortable with realizing that he is a gay man. Don't forget, he wrote a book about escaping homo. What was it? What was the Duane Youngblood book? Something about escaping homosexuality or freedom of homosexuality. While he was still messing around with minors, he wrote a book, Freedom from Homosexuality. Get the fuck out of here. Are you serious? No, you definitely not free. And I hope that book didn't sell any copies because that was some bullshit. Mind you, this same man has a wife and kids. This same man has wife and kids. And still married. So that's just some legal paperwork right there. They probably don't sleep in the same house, same bed, same nothing. Allegedly. Let me say allegedly. But that just seemed like a cover up because are you really free from it? Are you really? And here's the thing too, because I don't want to get it misconstrued that I'm saying that um, being gay equals to being a predator. I'm not saying that at all. But this man has tried to profit off of, oh, I'm free of this and all. Nah, nah, no, 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 no. And don't forget, he just got out of jail. He's telling these stories and he just got out of. How do we know you're really reformed? You were in jail, sir. You were in jail. So how do we know that you're really free and you changed your mind and you're not going to do. We don't know you. You broke your probation because you were inappropriately texting a minor, which you're not supposed to be doing. I'm confused. That is wild that this man was not reformed. He was not changed. And I think, honestly, we did not know who a Duane Youngblood was at all. Something that came up on my timeline, actually like an hour before I started the show, Richard Youngblood. Now that's the brother. Now he has had his own dealings with TD Jakes. He got kicked out of this group or whatnot. He had his own dealings, right? However, he is on this video, and I would, excuse me, I would show it, but I'm not going to put it in a positive light, but he's basically alluding to his brother, right? And he's saying like some people had it so hard, and there's things that happen and they haven't freed themselves from it, and they have a whole bunch of trauma and all this other stuff, right? He's all like, I can help you. I can help you get through that trauma. I can help you break through. He's trying to give you this message, right? Fuck your message. Because you didn't even help your fucking brother, bitch. Did you help your brother? No, you didn't. So how can you help anybody release or get over any kind of trauma? That's bullshit. And these pastors and preachers will try to fucking convince you that they can help you and heal you, but they just really want your money. That's all they want. You didn't help your brother, so how you gonna help anybody fucking else? And I'm sorry to cuss like this, but it has to be said. Rondo. You know? Yes, exactly. You gonna help anybody else, but you ain't helped your own family? What? Huh? What's going on, really? Have you helped your brother get a lawyer so he can fight this? This is why I think I don't believe Duane Youngblood is going to get a lawyer. Either this is going to go in default and then he automatically loses, or what's going to end up happening is that he flips on Larry Reid and be all like, yeah, Larry Reid told me to do all this, and this is why I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I totally see him flipping. Something about Duane Youngblood just looks so shady to me. It looked very shady. Measurement, I think Fantasia said, go ahead and free yourself. If you don't you don't want me, then don't talk to me. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. I appreciate that. Um, but I definitely see him flipping. Let me ask you guys, do you guys see Duane Youngblood flipping on Larry Reid? Yes or no? 30 seconds. Right, we see it coming. I'm sorry to say it like that, but we see it coming. Because you got to think about it. What does Duane Youngblood do? Like, does he have money? I know he can't be preaching still, because that was originally his claim to fame. He was a pastor. I know he can't be preaching still. So how does Duane Youngblood make money? He ain't got no lawyer for an attorney. And if Tyrone Blackburn is throwing him under the bus, saying like, "Oh, I'm not the lawyer on this case, or I'm not representing him," he got screwed. I would literally try to. I don't know. I don't know. And I just think like, damn, Duane, like somebody had to tell you to do this. I don't think you did it on your own. It was either the lawyer or Larry Reid. Somebody told you to do this. His eyes are real close together. I can't trust it. Someone told you to do this. Uh, right. And he moved on. He said Lester came back and said he lied about everything. Now, sir, now all of a sudden you lied about everything? Yeah. That whole situation was just weird. It's crazy to me. He's going to literally flip out and be like, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm taking it all back. Because again, TD Jakes is going to want you to prove like, well, okay, when did this happen? When did this all go down? You said we met up here. We were at the hotel. You picked me up in this woman's car. You took me out. And then I tried to embrace you for a hug. You said, you're gonna have to prove it. This is like a different world. Dwayne, right? You're going to have to prove it. That's what I want to know. Can you prove that this event happened? Like, TD Jakes did this to you. And again, this makes sense why William McCrae was saying that something happened between Larry Reid and Bishop Jordan. And I know Larry Reid tried to clean that up and stuff like that. But I know this whole Manasseh Jordan, which is Bishop Jordan's son, I know that had to put a strain in their relationship. That had to. And I told you guys, just imagine your friends with someone and they're saying that your son was groomed and they're telling the world your son was groomed, and then you got to look like, well, you got to feel horrible as a father. But secondly, that puts you in a compromising situation because we're all like, well, where were you to let your son get groomed? You weren't there to help him. And we know Bishop Bernard Jordan and Manasseh had a strained relationship. We know this. So this comes into question like, well, what happened with y'all relationship? Why weren't y'all that close? It leaves a lot to be desired. Yeah, this whole situation ain't looking good for nobody but TD Jakes. If anything, TD Jakes, it looks good for him. And I believe why it's that the line, what was it again? 1 through 10 again? Because they want to add whoever to the lawsuit. All those John Does, the 1 through 10. So we know line 1 probably going to be Larry Reid. Line 2 could possibly be Tyrone Blackburn, the lawyer. And then also, I think the reason why there's so many other spaces is because that's probably going to include Manasseh, who was talking. That's going to include all the alleged victims that Larry Reid said got a settlement or that he knows of. That's also probably going to include YouTubers as well. Like, are you guys in cahoots passing around this story that I'm X, Y, and Z with no proof? And you're just going based off of what Larry Reid is saying. I can see him adding in the YouTubers as well, too. It makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. Especially, you'll notice like a group of people go live at a certain time and go live right after each other, and correlation. Where Larry Reid is in people's chats, they're looking at those chats. Where Larry Reid is up on panel, they're looking at those panels. They're looking at all that. You're messing with somebody who has an endless supply of money to fight. Has an endless supply of money to fight. And trust me, I don't see anybody saying, oh, I'm not going to TD Jakes' church because he's wrapped up in this lawsuit. If anything, it's looking the opposite. It's looking like these people are trying to set up TD Jakes. Yes, sir, they are. Yeah, they're watching. We have really come to respect King J. Oh, is that King James? That's what we expose in the same. Or you mean King James like the Bible? I'm sorry. Nope, they are down bad. Oh, you think they're down bad? Okay. It is a cult. Clarendon, it's a cult. Oh, Jives. Okay. Yeah. Shout out to Jives. And listen, I didn't talk about the Jives case because I honestly don't know who Felton is. I don't know anything about like the main church people. I guess Felton is not a main church person. So I didn't know nothing about that. I didn't cover it. Even when I would watch certain people, I'd be like, okay, I really don't get what's going on. I didn't care. But I guess the case is over with whatnot. Shout out to him. I wish him the best. I think I am actually subscribed to King Jives, but I don't watch him because He's friends with that cokehead over there, and I don't want no relation to that cokehead at all. You know, the one that was in my chat that I had to block. Yeah, that one. But yeah, shout out to him though. Anyway, this situation I feel like is going to be developing very quickly. If the expediting of the discovery goes through, it's going to be a lot more information coming out. So is that's the thing. So we want to know because he doesn't have legal representation. They sent the lawsuit over to Tyrone Blackburn, and Tyrone Blackburn is like, "Oh, I'm not the lawyer on this case." Tyrone Blackburn, I'm telling you, that whole Little Rod, T.I. and Ty. See, I remind y'all every time who Tyrone Blackburn is. He's Little Rod's lawyer with the Diddy case. He's T.I. and Tiny. Remember, he had all those quote unquote victims. The only person that actually filed suit was Sabrina Peterson. But now Sabrina Peterson owes T.I. and Tiny over 100K. Then you got Jennifer Huff, who was is an actual victim, but she was suing because she was being intimidated by Nicki Minaj and Kenneth Petty. What's going on with that one? We don't know. So that's why I'm all like, yeah. Everybody who he has had, it's been horrible. All of Blackburn's sanctions were dismissed yesterday. I heard something about that. He had a whole bunch of stuff. But even with that being said, like, is he winning any of these people? Yeah, Nikki got dropped from exactly. Nikki got dropped from it. Now Kenneth Petty is still, but I haven't seen any victories. Let me clarify that because technically Measure Man did bring up a victory, right? Any substantial victories? Have you guys seen Blackburn with any substantial victories? Put a 1 in the chat, yes. Put a 2 in the chat, no. I haven't seen anything substantial, like a substantial victory. The only thing he can claim is like, oh, well, the case is moving forward. The only substantial victory is that he sued the law firm for like racial discrimination. He got the money and he was able to start his own practice. That's the only one. Other than that, we have not seen any substantial victory from Tyrone Blackburn. It seems everybody who he represents, it's either the case is stale or they end up paying money. That's what we're seeing. It's sad. Because, for example, Jennifer Huff, I do believe she was intimidated because there's that one video of this guy named like Black or something like that who's literally threatening her. Like, yeah, there is that situation. Sabrina Peterson, that one, iffy on. I really don't know. I don't pretend to know. I just kind of leave that as is. But as well, if there were other victims and they're not going to get justice. A lot of that was statutes of limitations, and there were other things that played into it. But again, I I don't see any victory in Tyrone Blackburn's near future. And if you didn't pass that case along to somebody who is actually licensed in PA, you're doing him a disservice. You really are. AT2 check emails. This is a NPO that has been emailing you. They dropped a lot of channels now, only rolling with about 5 of you. Wait, you've been emailing me? Maybe it's been going in my spam. Yes, Tyrone has about 2 victories coming. Listen, I hope so. Not for the sake of Tyrone Blackburn, for the sake of his clients. I hope he do have some victories. But right now, with this Duane Young, I don't see possibly why he took this case. Unless there's some smoking gun, Oh, I said the G word. Unless there's something to where, okay, I know this for a fact. No, the nonprofit counter trafficking foundation. Oh, okay. Unless I know this for a fact, like, I have more information and I have proof of what can be said, I don't see why he would take on the Duane Youngblood case. I don't see it. The only reason I can come up with is because he listened to Larry Reid when Larry Reid said other people have gotten settlements and stuff like that. That's the only reason I can see. I don't see any other reason. Because there was nothing in this case that would lead me to believe, or nothing in that situation with Duane Youngblood that would lead me to believe he actually had a case. And Clorinda, you're right. He didn't take the case. He said, I'm not the lawyer on the case. Because they try to serve him and he's all like, I'm not the lawyer. Now, I have a question. Can you have a lawyer send a demand letter even though they're not representing you? Is that common? I just want to know, is that common for it to send a demand letter and you're not the lawyer on the case? That's weird to me. Absolutely not. Thank you, Stephanie. Oh, now you want to show up and give some information. But yeah. So when they sent the lawsuit, oh, I'm not the lawyer on the case. What? My ninja, what? You're not the lawyer. What? Ooh, explicitly prohibited. Something is going on. Something is going on. As an attorney, I would be suing them. Right, right, right. Oh, Steph said I've been here. Listen, this is why this leads me even more to think that Duane Youngblood is going to flip. Because say if they add other names to this lawsuit, right? They can dismiss Duane Youngblood, right? Because isn't that what Cardi B did with Tasha K? Like, remember it was oh, what's the girl name? I forgot the girl name. But the girl who told Tasha K and did the interview with all the information, didn't she dismiss her and then just keep Tasha K on there? Or did she do two separate lawsuits? I gotta go back and remember that. But if I understand correctly, he can go ahead. What's up, Teresa? He can go ahead and subtract his name. Yeah, okay, I'm right. I'm right. Okay, yeah. Because also too, something that I realized, why does he want to just subpoena Larry? Why wouldn't you subpoena, you know, or the podcaster? Why would you just want to subpoena the podcaster and not subpoena the person that you're actually trying to sue? You always go with the person with the bag. Exactly. So let me go ahead and get Larry because at least I'll recruit some funds. TD Jakes knows that he's not going to get anything out of Duane Youngblood. Now, if possibly somehow this turns federal or something like that, where, because extortion is a crime, right? If that's proven, that could be bad for Duane Youngblood because he can go back to jail, right? See, I don't know all the legal ramifications, but extortion is a crime. That's, woo, Measurement said, yeah, okay. I'm telling you. And yes, can we get no, let's get 900 likes, even though there's not 900 people in here. Let's get 900 likes. So if Youngblood says he was led, he can pass the blame to the podcaster. I thought, ding, 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 ding. I told you. I told you. Because you got to think about it, right? I put my neck on the line because I thought I would have backup. I thought people would have my back. Now, you have to remember, just a week ago, Larry Reid was all like, "Oh yeah, I haven't talked to nobody. I was supposed to interview this person, that person. They all backed out." It seemed like Duane Youngblood went MIA, right? So now Duane Youngblood can easily say, "Oh well, I was under the impression that I could have got a settlement because I listened to this person, that person. Trust me." Yeah, he's a conspiracy, exactly. And I think also what he's alleging would be hard to prove without actual concrete that, yeah, they all set this up. But just putting the puzzle pieces together and stuff that has been said, I wouldn't find it hard to believe. Anything we put in this chat, we got. It's our words as practiced in law and certified in the Texas, Louisiana, Georgia, and New York. Do we got anybody in PA? That's what we really need, a lawyer in PA. But no, thank you, Measurement, and also shout out to Stephanie because they are lawyers, so they know what they're talking about. Measurement, I should have asked you about the 2003 conspiracy theory. I needed you in the chat. I'm just kidding. I don't want to hear no more about 2003. No more 2003, damn it. All right, we're going to go ahead and get the heck up out of here. But I appreciate y'all. Thank you guys for the happy birthdays. Again, we did the early celebration, but my actual birthday is on 12/19. Yes, no more 2003, damn it. But thank you for the super chat. Anybody who cashed out PayPal, Venmo, you know I will thank you later. I appreciate everybody for being here and just love one another. That's all I can say. And let me know, replay crew, what y'all think about all this because it's a mess. And it's only going to get messier. Deuces, everybody. But we